This is Patrik Pietschmann's covers in order of insanity part 4. If you haven't watched the other 3 episodes, I'll put a link to a playlist down in the description. But as it stands, we have 28 of his covers currently ranked into this tier list. And today we've got 10 more. Before we get started, I've got a few adjustments to make. The first one being Oppenheimer, moving up to the hard tier, just above Blackheart. The second one being Interstellar, moving down to medium. Jewel of Fates moving down to SS Plus tier, just above Star Wars. And Immaterial, I have been persuaded, is moving up to Divine tier above Journey of Life. Okay, now that the adjustments have been made, let's get on to the first cover. This is This Land from The Lion King. This is such a nice melody. I think the hardest section is around 1 minute 46, where you have the embedded melody within the semiquavers of the right hand. And there's also some crazy coordination just before the 3-minute mark, which definitely puts it up a few places. But yeah, I think that last section puts it up to SS Plus tier. We'll put it just behind Star Wars. The next cover we have is from the Chronicles of Narnia. Has a fairly slow tempo. I think there's a really hard section at about 2 minutes 30 where you have the left hand and right hand both playing similar motion. Nothing too crazy. I think we'll put it in hard tier just behind Star Sky. Let me know in the comments with that one, because the first 2/3 of it are fairly easy and then it just suddenly ramps up, which makes it quite hard to rank. The next piece we have is One Day from Pirates of the Caribbean 3. Super powerful melody, a lot of epic chords as well. At about 1 minute 26, there's some really fast consecutive block chords in both hands, and that can be quite tricky at times. At about 3 minutes 20, you also have some very difficult arpeggiated motion in the left hand while you're playing super fast, like heavy chords with the right, and that's always pretty tricky. But with that said, there's not too much variation, not too fast either. I think we'll put it in medium tier, just behind How to Train Your Dragon. The next piece we'll be looking at is The Dark Knight. Pretty hard start compared to a lot of his other covers. As usual, you have the typical embedded melody within the semiquavers. You also have epic chords at about 2 minutes and 5, and also at 5 minutes 11 as well. It's a very tricky section. Then again, I don't think it's anything too crazy, so we're going to be putting it in the medium tier. We'll put it just above One Day, although I think One Day and The Dark Knight are pretty close. So let me know in the comments on that one. The next cover we have is Lily's Theme from Harry Potter. This piece has a pretty hard middle section. It isn't too fast and you have a lot of repetitive hand figurations. With that said though, they can be tricky at times, and also at about 3 minutes and 52, there's a pretty short but really difficult section. But I think because it's only short, I'm going to be putting it in medium tier, just above Dark Knight. I don't think it's harder than How to Train Your Dragon. The next piece we have is Schindler's List. This piece has such a beautiful melody. I think it starts really easy, and then right at the end you have this massive climax. The hardest section is around 2 minutes 13. You have the crazy arpeggios and the super heavy melody. And again, I don't think it's too hard. I'll put it just behind Lily's Theme in medium tier. Okay, the next piece we have is Avatar, the main theme. Okay, this one's pretty hard. I think especially the last section as well. You have a lot of contrary motion and similar motion, and that's pretty much just relentless throughout the entire end section at least. And there's also some epic arpeggios at about 5 minutes in. It's also super long. So with that said, I think we'll put it in hard tier, just above Blackheart. The next piece we have is Sadness and Sorrow from Naruto. This isn't too difficult, has a fairly involved left hand. I think with pieces like this, it's nicer to be a little bit more simple with the arrangement, just to bring like sort of the power of the melody across. So with that said, I think we'll put it in easy tier behind Misty Mountains from The Hobbit. The next cover we have is from Rush. It's called Lost But One. This piece isn't too quick, there's a little bit of embedded melody within semiquavers. You also have a technique where you play the same note with multiple fingers to make it smoother. That can be quite challenging, and there's mostly just simple left-hand arpeggios, so nothing crazy. We'll put it in medium tier, just above Interstellar, but I do think the piece from Cinematic Orchestra, Arrival of the Birds, and this piece are pretty similar though, so let me know in the comments on that one too. The last piece we'll be looking at is Oblivion. I think we'll put this piece in easy tier, nothing too crazy about it, put it just above Sadness and Sorrow from Naruto.